nice to get your money in. The guy's got 2 outs with 1 card to come. Now we've got King 10 offsuit, we're just limping in again. We're out of position post flop, so don't want to go too crazy. If the person under the gun limps, they obviously want to see a flop. You've got a hand that they're really, no matter what you raise, you'd need to make a disgusting raise to try and get them to fold at pre-flop. But then you get tricky players that will limp under the gun with aces, so you can end up getting yourself in a lot of trouble. Just pay the extra half a big blind, see a cheap flop. We've got ace king offsuit down here. Under the gun's limped in. Going to raise it up to 210. Let's say 210. So it's just over 3x. I just added it would have been a normal 3x raise, but because we had the limper under the gun, I'm just raising it a little bit more to discourage other people from calling, basically. You don't want to price them in. And we'll just take that down pre-flop. So an interesting play to limp fold under the gun. I would have thought he'd want to see a flop. We've got ace jack suited in the button here, in the bottom right table. It's nice that we've got Dave Moore in the big blind here, because we know he's playing fairly tight. Cat's limped in. Again, raising up to 210 because we've got a limper in the pot. Our note on him is face card super donk calling station pre-flop, which is nice. And he's coming out for a pot bet. We've got top pair with the ace kicker. We're going to put them all in. Hopefully he's got king jack, queen jack. He's got pocket 8, which is pretty scary. And he stacks off. Our top pair wins the pot. He maybe put us on ace king, ace queen. I thought he could get us to fold. But still a pretty bad play. If he wants to do that, it's far stronger if he check raises all in. Because if we raise pre-flop, we're pretty much guaranteed to a continuation bet. And you can get a lot more fold equity just by check raising instead of pot betting, if that makes sense. We've got ace jack here. The button's limped in, which is showing a bit of weakness. We're out of position, so we're just going to raise up a lot more than 3 times the big blind. We've got queen 3 suited in the big blind here. Not really connected on that flop. Got backdoor diamonds. Well, we'll pick up our backdoor diamonds here. It's so tempting to raise. If I was deeper, I would raise here. Can't really call this. I can't call in case this guy comes over the top and then we're forced to fold and we're spewing chips. The guy's probably betting with a 9, and if I was deeper, I'd probably try and steal it away from him. But we don't have enough chips to get tricky. Ace 8 suited in the small blind versus the big blind down here. Just a standard 3x raise. Fold my 3-4 in the big blind. Pocket 4's on the button, just a standard 3x. I might limp with that actually, we'll see. Slurping on my coffee. Coffee, not coffee. Yeah, I never auto-folded this. It's nice now, a 3-way pot. It's only cost me half a big blind. And this guy should really have a hand because somebody else has limped into the pot. We'll pretty much break the flop. We've got backdoor straight draw. That's an interesting play. Oh, it'd be so tempting to squeeze here. Really don't think this guy's got an ace, or not a strong ace anyway. We're just going to fold. I'm not going to get too crazy. I suppose the danger is this guy's got 9-5 and he's flopped 2 pair. And he's obviously not going to go anywhere. Rag ace here, I could raise this up, but I'm not really too keen on the ace rag from the middle position. Well, I don't think he was going anywhere. Ace 9 suited, slightly strong. I'm just going to raise it 2.5x here. To some players it would look weaker, but to others it looks stronger. And we're raising into Dave's big blind because we know he's a fairly tight player early on, just from the fact that he's playing multiple second goes. And again we're raising into Dave's big blind here. So definitely going to raise a lot more hands than I would normally into a tight player's big blind. King 5's not great, but we're first into the pot. It's a standard 3x. Hoping this guy goes away. He's got a lot of chips. He doesn't go away, but it comes down ace high. We raised it up pre-flop, so we can continue on. We're betting 300 into 420. We really want the guy just to fold here, and he raises. So this guy's, I really need to look at the hand history here. He seems to be winning an awful lot of pots. I suppose the one that he won was the Jack 4 when he flopped the full house, I think. And Ace King in this top right table here. I should really stop looking at the hand history, there's too much going on. Ace 9 suited in the bottom right table. In the cut off, it's going to be standard 3x. My music going out again. I need another song. Let's see here. Pretty easy fold with a 7-3. King, you could raise this up. I mean, we're getting short-handed. But when I'm trying to look for music, I think I'll pass. This will do. Folding, folding, folding. I'm going to just see a flop here, hopefully. Got Jack 9 suited in the small blind. It's come down King 5, 4, 2 clubs. So not a great flop. And another pot bet. I think these pot bets in a limp flop, a limp pot pre-flop, and somebody just stabs out wild for a pot bet. Queen 10 offsuit, but we're on the button. Just going to raise it up 3x. We've got pocket jacks under the gun +1 here. Standard 3x. It's into Dave's big blind, but he's fairly short stacked. I kind of hope he shoves here, and then we can call him with pocket jacks. But he's sticking to his guns and playing tight. It's only been min raised here, and I'm going to try and set mine against this guy. I don't have great odds against this guy to set mine, but it helps when somebody else comes into the pot. I've got second pair queen kicker here. I don't put this guy in an ace. I'm going to call, see what he does in the turn. Still think our nines are good. That should slow him down. The spades have come in now. Should slow him down. And he had 8-5, so yeah, our read was right. Never put him in an ace there. Ace 7 suited on the cut off. We'll just raise it up 3x. It'd be interesting to see what this guy would have done if the spades never came in. If he would have barreled the third time. If he'd realised that his 8s were no good. And if he'd stuck another bet, we would have been faced with a tricky decision. We've got Jack 8 offsuit in the small blind here. There's 2 limpers in the pot, so there's plenty of dead money. And Queen 5-3, pretty much break that flop. And King 7 offsuit, pretty easy fold. It's amazing that the different tables lose players at different rates. You can see we've lost 3 players here, 3 players there, 2 players. We've only lost 1 player there, 1 player there. This is the first table that started as well, the top left table. Well, it's a fun race here. Ace is flush in the turn. It might look bad, King's beating, Ace King beating Kings there, but on the flop the guy's got 11 outs, so it's about 44, 45, 46%, which is basically 50-50. Well, Dave's obviously woken up with a hand here. He's got just under 10 big blinds. I would say any 2 face cards, any pocket pair, any ace 6 and above, I would say he's shoving with there. We've only got 10 big blinds here and the button's limped. We're just going to shove this. We don't want to raise enough to get in a tricky decision. We want maximum fold equity pre-flop. So we just shove our ace there. We've got second pair of the king kicker on an 8-8-7 board. I'm going to lead out here. If somebody comes over the top, we're obviously folding, but if somebody flat calls, I'm pretty sure my 7's good. We've got trip 2s in this bottom right table, and we just flat call. And I'm just going to check again. There's no flush draws, no real straight draws out there. Obviously we don't particularly like the 6, but when he checks, we're pretty sure our 2s are good. Nice if he's got a 10 here and he pays us off. Let's see what he had there. Yeah, date 10. It's an interesting flop. Jack, Jack, Jack. And we've got 8-3. I'm just going to limp in with my raggy ace in the small blind versus the big blind here. The guy's got a fair amount of chips, so we don't want to raise it up and then you'll maybe go crazy and re-raises with king, queen, king, jack, etc. When the second jack comes down, I'm pretty sure my ace is good. I'm pretty sure he would have bet any pair on the flop. And I'm pretty sure my ace is still good here. Well, I've figured that the ace was good. He had his outkicked. It's an interesting flat call from him on the turn. But he probably thought the exact same thing as me. He probably thought the ace high was good. And he had a decent kicker to go with it. This is our friend. Okay, I can mark this guy down as a donkey now. I was wondering about him before. But that's just a pretty ridiculous play. There's no hand that's a good play with. But we'll obviously fold our king jack there. If he's got aces, kings, you want value from your hand, so there's no excuse for raising that much. If you've got ace, king, ace, queen, pocket jacks, etc. Again, it's still not great to raise that much. If you get snapped by somebody who's got aces and kings, you're losing a lot of money. Queen 10, offsuit in small blind here. Dave's shoved in for just over 10 big blinds. The flop trips there. There's a flush draw on the board, so we're going to have to lead out here. I raised my ace jack up. This guy limp raised. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a flip. I'm going to have to take it. There's obviously, I've got a third of my stack and I can't fold. I've got him in pretty bad shape. So there's our jack. He's got a straight draw and now a flush draw. And he brings in 8. So, or a pair of jacks with the ace kicker plays. I can give this guy a note. Ace, rag, donk. I'm quite complimentary with my notes. King 9, I maybe could have raised that actually. I'm just going to fold that there. Just so we know this guy in the future, he gets carried away with any ace basically. And my music stopped. I'll stick on another track from the Verve. I don't even know if you'll be able to hear this music in the background.